All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are talking about the story of KreekCraft, who is, without a doubt, one of the biggest stars on the entire Roblox platform. But this isn't just a story about big numbers. It's really about the journey of Forrest Waldron, a kid who turned an indoor hobby into this massive digital empire. And it all led up to one of the most incredible, emotional moments in YouTube history. And it all comes down to this number right here, 10 million subscribers. I mean, think about that for a second. It's a number that puts any creator into an absolutely elite tier, but for KreekCraft, it was so much more personal than that. This was the peak of a mountain he'd been climbing for more than a decade. And hearing it in his own words, man, it just hits different. During the live stream where he finally crossed that finish line, he admitted that this goal, it always felt impossible. That one quote really sets the stage for just how much this moment meant to him. It wasn't just a statistic, it was a life-defining achievement. So here's how we're going to break down his incredible journey. We'll start with the person behind the screen, who he really is. Then we'll trace his origins and the huge shift in his career. Look at how he built such a massive community, relive that insane 10 million subscriber moment, and finally, check out what he's doing now as a legit gaming entrepreneur. First up, let's pull back the curtain a little bit. Who is the person that we all know as KreekCraft? Well, his real name is Forrest Waldron, and he's basically become a cornerstone of the entire Roblox creator community. So here are the quick facts. His name is Forrest Waldron Starling, born back in '97, and he's famous for his deep dives into some of the biggest Roblox games out there. But the most telling detail here, the real kicker, is his origin story. A health issue he had as a kid became the unexpected spark for his entire career, kind of forcing him to find his passion indoors, right in front of a screen. So let's dig into that origin story a bit more. Because this wasn't just a kid who happened to like video games. His path was genuinely shaped by a serious medical condition right from birth, and it completely changed what his childhood looked like. So he was born with a cataract and needed surgery when he was just 2 weeks old. Because of that, his retina was always at risk, which meant playing physical sports was just off the table, completely out of the question. So what do? Well, he turned to video games. By 2014, he starts his YouTube channel, focusing on Minecraft at first. But then, just 2 years later, he uploaded his very first Roblox video. And that single decision, right there, would change absolutely everything. Now for a little piece of fun trivia. Where did that iconic name even come from? You'd think there's some deep, meaningful story, right? Nope. Kreek literally came from a random name generator in World of Warcraft. Then, when he tried to use it on Minecraft, Kreek was already taken. So his 14-year-old self just tacked craft on the end. And just like that, an iconic username was born. Now for what was, I think you could argue, the most important strategic move of his entire career. This was his pivot from his comfort zone, Minecraft, into the completely new and fast-growing world of Roblox. His career really did pivot from one blocky world to another. I mean, Minecraft was his home base. It's where he started out reviewing mods. But as the gaming world started to change, his audience just kept asking for Roblox. He actually resisted it at first, famously saying it was a game he'd never play. But the community kept pushing, so he gave it a shot with games like Phantom Forces, and well, pretty soon, Roblox became his future. And this quote from an interview he did with the Roblox blog just says it all, doesn't it? What this really shows is that his community wasn't just a bunch of people passively watching. They were like his co-pilots on this journey. He listened to them, he followed their passion, and that's what led him to all this success. And that leads us perfectly into our next section here. KreekCraft's success was not an accident, and it wasn't just about being good at games, not at all. He actively and very strategically built one of the most loyal communities on the entire platform. So, how would he do it? Well, first, he was super open and honest, always sharing personal stories that created a real, genuine connection. Second, he offered exclusive events just for members, making them feel like they're part of a special club. Third, his streams were interactive. Fans could actually jump in and play, which totally changes the game from just watching to participating. And finally, he was memorable. I mean, the horse mask dance? It's weird, yeah, for sure, but it's a shared inside joke, a unique tradition that belongs only to him and his community. Okay, so now we've arrived at the emotional peak of this whole story. The live stream where, after 13 years of making videos, he finally hit that goal he once called insurmountable, 10 million subscribers. As that subscriber count ticked closer and closer, you could just see the emotion taking over. He started reflecting on his childhood, on being that kid who didn't have a lot of friends, who felt like he wasn't anybody special. This moment wasn't just about a number. It was about validating his entire journey from that lonely kid to a global icon. It's powerful stuff. And then came this incredibly powerful line, from undesirable to undeniable. Wow, that phrase just perfectly captures his entire story. And with tears in his eyes, he made it so clear that this wasn't just his victory, it was a victory he shared with every single person who supported him. We did it. And if that wasn't emotional enough, what happened next was truly something else. The second he hit the 10 million mark, his manager and friends burst into the room with his actual diamond play button. No creator had ever gotten their award live on stream at the exact moment they earned it. It was the perfect physical reward for a decade of pure digital dedication. Just incredible. But hitting 10 million subscribers wasn't the end of the story, not even close. It was really the beginning of a brand new chapter, the Pixel Playground era. So what exactly is Pixel Playground? Well, its mission is really cool. It's a creator-owned game studio. KreekCraft isn't just playing the games anymore, now he's helping to build them, and he's specifically targeting an older demographic on Roblox that often gets overlooked. And get this, he is not doing it alone. He co-founded the studio with another huge creator, Carl Jacobs, who you probably know from his work with Mr. Beast. And they're backed by the powerhouse organization Misfits Gaming, which is handling all the operational support. I mean, this is a team that is built for some major league success. In March of 2023, his evolution from creator to entrepreneur became official when he joined Misfits and launched Pixel Playground. Their goal is super ambitious. They want to create experiences with the same kind of quality and charm as giants like Nintendo and Lego. And guess what? The world took notice. In 2024, Forbes recognized him on their prestigious 30 Under 30 list for his groundbreaking work. So when you look at the whole picture, KreekCraft's journey from a kid streaming in his bedroom to a studio executive and a Forbes honoree isn't just an inspiring story. It's a potential blueprint for what's next. It really makes you wonder, what does his path from player to creator and now to owner tell us about the future of the entire creator economy?